Hello there. Good morning, good day, and good evening to whenever you may be listening. My name is Mr. Mont, and it is Sunday, back onto a normal weekend schedule this time, so all is back and well, for now, until I forget it again. Hopefully I shouldn't, but so, this week has been gone rather well, went by a bit quickly, but hey-ho, time is just needing to go by a little bit faster and faster, even though I'm wishing my wife away, because after all, next week has, in the UK, Captain America Civil War comes out, and I'm eagerly excited for when that film comes out, so just need to keep my eyes open for that, and just hope the next week just goes by a little bit quicker than usual. Not that I'd want to wish my life away, it's just I really want it to be next week right now. So, anyway, enough of worrying about the future, let's find out what's happened in the past, starting with last week's movie news. First up, we're opening up with new releases for movies. We have, not that much actually. There's smaller films like Compadres, Elvis and Nixon, Hologram for the King, a bunch of very small films. It doesn't look like it's being released in a few theatres. It doesn't even appear to be released wide, it's just a whole bunch of ones. This weird little film, Elvis and Nixon, which I think is an Amazon movie as well, so I guess you can view that online. It's a film about a point in history where Elvis went to the White House to meet President Nixon. President Nixon, who's being played by Kevin Spacey, and Elvis Presley being played by Michael Shannon. If anybody even knows what Michael Shannon is like and seen him in specific roles, let me give you a reminder. He was the guy who played General Zod in Man of Steel. So, not really the most emoting guy you'd expect to play Elvis Presley. But enough of that, the biggest film that's released this week is The Huntsman, Winter's War, which is a sequel to Snow White and the Huntsman. I guess after a set of kerfuffle behind the scenes, from what I've heard, they couldn't get the main actress to return to play Snow White, so this new film is revolving a lot around The Huntsman and a few other bits and pieces. Well, that Snow White film was really popular when it came out, I think. So, I don't know who was intending on making this movie, but it's out in case you want to see it. I don't know anything about it, and frankly, I don't care. We've got just 6 more days and then Civil War comes out. I'm not bothered with any of these other new movie releases, so just wait around if you want. So, enough of movie releases and news. Let's move on to the weather. How has the weather been this week? Well, it's actually been quite rather nice this week. Quite a bit of rays of sunshine, not too much rain, which is surprising because there'd usually be a lot of rain going around this time of year. But, well, I've just looked on the forecast and, while I'm saying there hasn't been much rain, there's going to be a lot of rain throughout all of next week. Oh, that is absolutely fantastic. So, looks like all over it's going to be rain, but mostly rain in the southwest. The rest of England's going to be cloudy, so yeah. So yeah, hopefully not too much else bad stuff would happen with the weather. But the forecast, rain, and dark clouds. Not going to be a very nice week next week. But hey ho, that's the weather. It's not always the nicest thing to talk about, but hey ho, let's go. Sports! What's happening in sports? Quite a few different pieces of news. Oh yes, that's right. Apart from news, sports, as interesting as sports thing is happening this week, there has been the London Marathon that has just happened, and I think my dad was running in that, so kudos to him. But also, it's like recently we just had the the winner of the women's London Marathon, who is Gemma Sumgon, who wins, even though she fell at the very end of the race. Ooh, that seems like a very nasty fall. But hey ho, congratulations to her and congratulations to everybody else who ran the marathon. Having run marathons in the past, I'm pretty familiar with how painful it is, and considering the one I did was a half marathon, a full marathon sounds way more difficult. So if anybody's run that in the past, then congratulations, and hopefully you have a well-deserved rest now. And now that the important pieces of news story has been done and dusted, now we can end the day with the weird news story of the week, which is something I like to do. And oh boy, do we have a weird news story for this week? We most certainly do. If anybody has been over in China, there are definitely known for not having the nicest of attitudes if they get into arguments. Is like, and this isn't the right kind of thing. Is like, if you one disgraces another person's honor, it can be a bit of an offense, and they get into quite a kerfuffle, usually escalating in quite a bit of violence. China is a very different country from anywhere else in the world, but you'd never expect to get to this extent, because apparently a row between two construction workers ended up with them getting into a row, and rather than fighting it out like men with their hands, they decided to fight, like real men, in their bulldozers. I'm not making this up. They get in their giant £500,000, dollar, whatever the cost is, for these machines, and just ram at each other and fight. I'm not making this up. I can't make this up if I tried. It's almost unbelievable to imagine how much money and effort has been put into this, and that you think it would just stop at the two, but no, two more come in and try to keep fighting as well. And one tries to pick up the other one when it's tipped over. It's madness. If anybody's ever watched Robot Wars as a kid, it's basically like that, but actual full-blown trucks. I'm sure as a kid we've all imagined doing stuff like this with trucks, but when we're adults, we kind of know how much this stuff costs, so we don't do that. But I guess in China anything goes. But hey-ho. Oh, jeez, that is quite a interesting news story, and quite an interesting thing to close off the week. And there is the music going on. Thank you everybody who is listening again. There was quite a few listeners last week, which is always quite a nice addition. So, if anybody wants to continue listening, this podcast comes up every weekend, hopefully between Friday or Sunday. I aim for Fridays or Saturdays, but sometimes time gets in the way of it all, and it gets a bit confusing. But hey-ho, I'm back on schedule now, because my life's getting myself back together, and hopefully this will be available on SoundCloud or YouTube. Just keep following, and I'll let you know if anything happens. Thank you for listening, and have a lovely day. Goodbye.